Well, I'm John,
I'm Katie.
and this is our trip to the Fort Restaurant near Morrison, Colorado. It's kind of a tradition that we do during Restaurant Week, 5280 Restaurant Week. It's kind of a Denver thing.
It's our favorite, place to go for Restaurant Week.
And yeah, so we've been doing this, I don't know how long? The last
5 6 years now.
Or so. I mean, the 5280's been going on for a long time, and that's...
I guess you really didn't know about it until after we were married, and I came across it and saw that it was such a good deal. We decided to go ahead and try it out. And
yeah, and that's the interesting part about this is this particular restaurant, built in 1962, and being near Morrison, it's always been there, and we've always driven by it, and never ate there till obviously I was an adult, and ate there once before and was kind of hooked. It's not your typical fare. It's pretty gamey, would you say?
Yeah, a lot of wild game: bison, elk, duck, quail. I think that's the majority of the game. Once in a while, I think they'll have rattlesnake on the menu.
I mean, meat and potatoes, but it's more like wild game meat and potatoes versus, your steaks and things like that. No chicken or anything.
Just the quail. Just quail and duck.
I think they have pheasant once in a while, and duck. But it's, it's an acquired taste. I don't want to say it's the best place in the world for everybody, but it is a very good restaurant for people that like that type of cuisine. Anyway, we're being seated here.
This is up in the balcony area. We haven't got seated up here before. We've usually been down below there somewhere, either near one of if you can see, there's a couple of fireplaces on either end. Usually we've been seated near one of those.
And then there's kind of a, I don't want to call it an outdoor area, but more like a three-season room that they have doors that they open for in the summertime when it's really nice that it's open. But then there's also, there's a couple other dining rooms, and I'll be wrong, but there's at least 4 different dining rooms, all decorated in little different themes, but it's still all kind of Native American,
Westerny, fur trapper, that type of
exactly.
Decor.
And the building was modeled after what fort?
It was modeled after Bent's Fort along the Santa Fe Trail in Otero County, which is in southwestern Colorado. It was modeled after that. It was built as a trading post, clear back in the 1830s, I believe, 1833, I think. So
anyway, the architecture, they took heavy cues from that, kind of adobe and whatnot. Here our waiter, which service is always excellent here. Here's our waiter telling us kind of all the specials and everything. Of course, we're here for the 5280
We knew
special.
what we wanted.
Yeah. 5280, they usually have a special of, you get 3 different choices of your main plate, and then they have some, rotates around different desserts and whatnot. And as you saw there, we're ordering some Rocky Mountain oysters, which are, for people who are watching this either outside the country or in a different region, I guess it's kind of an oddity, but it isn't to us.
It's kind of a Midwestern-y thing, that's where we're from.
So Rocky Mountain oysters are, well, they can be any kind of testicle, but in this case it'll be buffalo or bison testicle.
And they're breaded and fried, and they're pretty good. I like them.
Yeah, it's got kind of a livery texture, but not a livery taste.
Yeah,
I don't know how to...
You get the flavor more from the breading, and then if you dip it in something.
Yep, and it's one of the things they're known for, but... we're kind of just going over some of the drinks, and we ordered some prickly pear coolers, which is... these are the non-alcoholic versions, but they do have kind of a margarita type or with alcohol. I'm not exactly sure what's all in it. It's a very light-tasting
very
drink.
Refreshing. I like them. They're not real heavy or syrupy.
Yeah,
and they're real pretty to look at.
Yeah, they and of course, as custom here, everything's served in a mason jar. That's
the old-fashioned looking mason jar.
Yeah, so you drink it out of a mason jar. They also do have a good wine selection, and of course, local craft beers and things if you choose to go that route.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Obviously, you can see in the background there some of the decors, very like some Native American and
Kind of got some wall displays of
some
different items.
authentic antiques or and
Very
artifacts.
very true replicas.
Exactly. In one of the private dining areas where you could rent out for a special function, and I've actually been in there for a special function, kind of a seminar type thing, has the walls are just glass, behind glass, but on shelves are a bunch of different antiques and pottery. Like I said, some probably replicas, some may be authentic from the original owners who built the place and started up the restaurant. Maybe collected. They were kind of world travelers, I think.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Somewhat eccentric, I
with
believe.
The West.
But it's definitely a southwestern vibe. Here we're, like I said, ordering our meals.
We went with the 5-ounce buffalo filet medallion and grilled teriyaki quail, which it comes with their fort potatoes, and in this case, carrots and a garlic butter sauce. Usually the vegetables rotate. We've had anywhere from green beans, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, all very good though.
And here they just served us our appetizer, and you're seeing us. This is what they look like, prepared. So, I mean, if you thought, hey, what is that? Testicle.
Honestly, if we set it in front of you, you wouldn't know what it was.
And most people like them. I mean, most people who don't know what they are, and if they don't know what they are before they eat them, they love them. And here's our dinner salad. I really kind of like the the kind of tin
bowl
bowls.
that it comes in.
I don't know. It's a real nice feel. And
Just
then
a basic salad. They put in diced jicama in it, and that's really good. I really like that part of it.
Yeah, it's and jicama is kind of like when an apple did it with an orange or
a potato.
Onion, or potato.
It's like
it
tastes like a potato, but it has the texture of an apple.
I was trying to make a joke.
Pretty good.
Here's our main course, though, and as you can see, obviously the lighting is real low because it's a real intimate setting with the candlelight on the table. But it's a buffalo sirloin medallion.
Make sure if you order wild game, if you go here, make sure you wouldn't order it the same way you would beef. Make sure you order it a little bit not as done as what you would like your beef, just because buffalo tends to get a little on the drier side or tougher to cut.
It's very lean, so there's not as much fat or gristle in it. So if the more done you get it, the drier it will be. And obviously, there's you can kind of see the carrots there. They're fresh carrots. And so is there potatoes, or fresh potatoes?
Yeah, they call them fort potatoes. They're just seasoned real good and cooked, just right. They're very good.
Yep. And I always like to have a little coffee after my dinner here, so just having a little coffee, and we're just waiting on our dessert. Which what was the dessert this year?
It's called a negrita, which is it's kind of like a chocolate cup. You'll see it here in a moment. It had like white chocolate and milk chocolate as the cup, and then in the inside it was kind of a I don't know what you would call it in the middle, but it was made with Meyer's dark rum, which is like amazing with this chocolate. It's very good with it, and then it's topped with whipped cream and like chocolate shavings.
And actually, a little funny part here, and the reason why Katie is scraping my whipped cream off is I'm actually allergic to dairy proteins, and I wasn't thinking, and I just whoop. But okay, it's not gonna kill me, but I can't eat too much of it. Otherwise, I could get really sick. But I didn't.
I'm happy to take the whipped cream.
Yeah. So, but the rest of it I could have. It was,
the dark rum in that just makes it. I mean, it's right on. I love the rum in it. And sometimes they alternate between this and the negrita, and then some type of fruit cobbler. We've had blackberry cobbler, we've had peach cobbler, we've had apple cobbler, and they're usually topped with homemade bourbon vanilla ice cream. That's very good.
Which when they have that, I just order it without the ice cream. In this case, I didn't think to order without the cream. But now our meal is over, and so we're exiting the restaurant, and I'm going to show a little tour here. Here's part of the
see where the kitchen
area.
is.
Kind of watch them cook. This is a little intimate seating area if you just wanted to come for drinks or maybe an appetizer.
Or while you're waiting to get seated, that type of thing.
I mean, this was a Tuesday night, so not a heavy night, but it was still got pretty busy in there. Definitely got to make reservations at this place.
Yes, definitely during restaurant week, you need to plan ahead and make a reservation.
Or your Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, you're definitely. And on the wall here, they have a lot of different memorabilia. Julia Child there.
Several different presidents have been
former
there.
President Bush and
Clinton's been there.
And other congressmen, obviously Hickenlooper, which is current governor of Colorado. And then just some other unique
kind of
things.
off to the right there. I don't know how well you could see it. That's the other that's another dining room area, and they've got a lot more animal, like taxidermied animal type things around in that room. There's like a full service bar down there too. That one's kind of neat to be down that one.
Yeah, this is a place, like I said, it's good to take a good date night place, and then also if you like a higher class, cocktail hour type thing. And they're kind of open kitchen there. It's fun to watch them cook the game in there, and
We need to write our name in the guest book.
while you're waiting, if you are. And they have the guest book here, which we always sign, and of course everybody else signs. It's kind of unique. And off to the right here, which I don't show, is another formalized dining room. We've sat in there. It's decorated a little bit different, but still all the same.
And it looks out into the courtyard, kind of as we walked up. It looks out into this as well as back behind the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And this, like I said, is the fort courtyard, and you can kind of see like what looks like a tent or something there. That's actually kind of a gift shop, closed right now, obviously. But they have different kind of festivals and kind of craft shows, and
sometimes they have a big teepee set up.
yeah. So and then
They always have this fire going. I like the fire. You can sit around.
And this night we went. It was perfect out. We could have sat by the fire, and sometimes we do, and there will be people sitting there. It's a real intimate setting. These headstones here is where the founders of the restaurant, I guess, are buried. I honestly don't know the history that well. Looking off here, you can kind of see in there. That's the private dining room for if you want a wedding reception, or like I said, I've been to some seminars and been in there, and they catered. And then there's an upper deck where they used to live.
That was actually
the
living quarters for the family.
Yeah, but now it's just more seating, and this is the elevation we are. We're right in the foothills, and we're walking through here, back out to the parking lot, and a little bit of history there. And this is one of our favorite places to go. It's very, unique. I know there's other places that have their claim to fame, and this is kind of one of this area's attractions. And it's a unique fare, a unique dining experience. And if you're in the area, it's worth checking out once.